I was first introduced to the ferociousness of the Northern Pike back in my college days while fishing with a good friend in upstate Maine. We had been fishing with simple bass rods and a couple of stick baits, not expecting to do much, when out of the corner of my eye I caught what looked like a torpedo propelling itself toward my lure. I gave the rod a quick twitch, and that's when the fish closed the distance on my lure in a microsecond. This was no pickerel, this was a serpent. Besides a thin slice of Vermont, pike are not native to most of New England. However, their qualities as a sport fish have led to pike introductions both by state fishery departments and illegal bucket biology across a much wider portion of the region. Unlike their notoriously cagey cousins, the muskellunge, pike are much more willing biters, and when on the hunt, the explosions they can create are violent. It would be years later, while on an OTW angling adventure shoot, that I would return to the Belgrade Lake, where I would encounter one of the biggest pike I'd ever caught. But this one would come through the ice, and it took up the better part of the hole we were fishing when I finally landed it. The exceptional strength and speed of Northern Pike has led it to being sought after in the global angling community. People frequently travel long distances for the chance to catch a pike of a lifetime. OTW's Kevin Blinkoff travels with his family almost every year to the deep wilderness of Canada to target these trophy pike. The trip is quite a haul, with multiple plane trips on increasingly smaller planes further and further from society until they reach their destination, a minimalistic campground with rustic amenities, yet some of the best pike fishing the world has to offer. I would enjoy a day or two in Ireland and one of my trips to visit my wife's family, where I chartered Captain Bodo Funky of Angling Services Island for a pike on the fly adventure I wouldn't forget. We didn't catch many fish, but the ones we caught only further solidified my appreciation for these aggressive serpentine beasts. It was on a fly fishing trip with the Harrison brothers, while filming a trout shoot on the Swift River, that I learned of their love for targeting big pike in western Massachusetts. Back home though, when the fishing season seemed all but over in early December, a text I had hoped for pinged my phone. It was Dan Harrison, and his text was simple and to the point. "We are a go for pike. You are going to die when you see these fish in action." Needless to say, I didn't sleep that night, and with the conditions coming together for the next few days, our crew were back on the road, covering the 180 miles to the Housatonic for a chance at a trophy pike in New England.
So this thing, like the casts are gonna be fairly short. Your back cast is this slow. You're gonna let it land on the water and then just shoot it right across pretty gracefully. Just big jolty retrieves like this, pausing in between the two.
Will they sometimes just come right up and explode on it, or is it always a fall out and then you
No,
just
a lot of times these ones are gonna shoot out of the water. Just don't cast for a second. We're gonna like just skate below this tree and just like get out into the open, and you can just get a feel for it. Because one of the first spots we come into has a lot of potential. You won't be fishing very far from the boat, like 40 feet, 50 feet.
Yeah, okay.
Kind of like that movie where Will Smith is teaching, what's his name, how to dance. We're gonna keep you right in this position here.
Nobody puts baby in the corner. Is that that's a different movie?
That's a different movie, but same principle.
Yes.
Pike are generally in dead water all year, so they're gonna be off the moving water. Any place you see that's not moving has got potential though. So you can make a short back cast and just lob one to the bank. Just let it pause right there. Yeah. You're gonna like this rig, it's gonna work well. And keep the rod down, pointed at the fly in the water the whole time.
So I want a little, almost like a little spook action.
Yep, exactly. And not too jolty on the, yep. Yeah, it's perfect. You got it. So you want to keep your rod almost touching the water so that when you get a bite,
I can come up with it?
Not up, nope. You're going side pressure on pike.
Okay.
It'll be low side pressure and a lot of strip setting.
So I'm just gonna clamp down and come to the side.
Keep stripping.
Yep.
Keep stripping, but sometimes you'll clamp down. You're gonna kind of use your instincts on these. Cause like, if you're in between strips, they move so fast that you're definitely gonna be like, if you need to sweep up with a hook set, just hit them however you can, you know what I mean?
Yeah, right.
especially if it's like a big one. You want to just get pressure on him, and then once you have pressure on him, you want to just keep bringing the line in if he's gliding at you. Because what happens to these pike, they'll like clamp on the fly. They're clamped on the fly, you're fighting them for 15 seconds, but they haven't unclamped and the hook hasn't moved.
Yeah, okay.
So they'll run away from you. You go into your saltwater striper mode and go to start reeling, and they open their mouth and the fly comes out. So you're gonna keep, when you hear me when you get a bite, I'm gonna be saying pull, pull, and you just keep the lumber right on them.
Got it.
You can make one more over there. Good. This is water that could have one, but it's still-
This is just good practice water.
Still moving a little bit.
And then when do I quit it on it? Right at the boat or kind of when I get to the leader?
So what you're gonna do is every time, you're gonna strip it up and take a look at it. And if you see one, you're gonna strip and start going into your short figure eight, just like this, just like that. And if the fish is following it, you just keep figure eighting. But every time, the thing about this, every time you make a retrieve, you're gonna come right to the boat. Come right to the boat and you wanna pause it, because one might come from back here.
Yeah, okay.
Pause it for a little bit, just swim it a little bit. That's plenty, and then right back in.
All right. So just see if there's anything hanging around by the back of the boat.
Because if you do this number on any cast like this, it's gonna just go shooting out and there's gonna be a pike gone, you know what I mean?
Yeah, right, right. Okay.
Just for the heck of it, let's just backhand a few casts along this bank and just let it land and just loop it right over. So that cast is perfect. And just keep your rod planted down near the water, because the pike will make it bounce down to the water and it'll lose a little bit of hook tension. It's good, right back in. It's real good.
Is that close enough?
Yeah, it's perfect. You know, the water's so clear and low right now in this river, you don't even need to be that close. Like when you're going
a little bit further out ahead of me so I don't have that trail.
No, that's okay. I would just be going straight to the bank here.
Yep.
A lot of times in some of these runs, like there'll be like trees and you're kind of just, you don't have to really go next to the trees, you're just going between the trees. Like if there's a feeding pike, that's like perfect right there. If there's a feeding pike, he'll travel a long ways to get it. So if we're pike, we're all eating that thing.
That thing looks juicy. I want to eat it. Now I know what Tom was talking about. There was a few of them I wanted to eat.
And one thing with this fly, it'll be like pretty hard on your wrist if you get too long of a back cast.
Yeah.
That was like as long as you want to go.
Oh, there he is. Oh.
It's a huge one. Stop there, pull a little more. Stop there. Okay, hold on, you're wrapped up. Okay, I got you. Stay tight on him.
I'm tight on him right now.
Okay.
I don't know if I'm wrapped here.
Okay, don't worry about that, just stay tight on him. You're good down there. Pull up on him so he doesn't get on any logs in the bottom. Easy.
I feel him,
Easy.
he's going,
fish.
he's going.
Come up. Easy, let him go, let him go.
I'm letting him go, just
don't
want to get on the reel.
Get on the reel. Now start reeling. You're not gonna pull any harder than, let him go. Yeah. Okay, start reeling. Tom, get away from him a little bit. Stop, stop. You've been putting a little too much pressure on him.
Okay, you got it.
You're gonna bring him back towards me.
He's running right now. He's under their
okay,
boat.
Start reeling. We're gonna go to him and pull him up. There's a lot of, easy.
I'm on him, real soft.
Come up off the bottom. It's a giant. Just keep your rod tip a little lower.
Now, what do
Bring
we have?
your rod tip down.
Down low?
Yeah, keep it low.
Oh, he's on the surface there.
Nice fish.
I can't
nice
move
fish.
him.
Keep the low pressure and try to start reeling him towards me a little bit. There's a little bit of water current
now,
here.
you're not pumping these things at all.
No,
right?
you don't want to pump him, because if
taking
you pump him, he's gonna like spit the fly out on you.
Oh, just
it's
turn
nice. It's a good
sideways.
one.
Look at this.
Yeah, just keep low pressure on him.
All right, I'm gonna put him right over your shoulder when he comes up.
Yep.
Look at this fish.
Yeah, I'm gonna scoop him pretty fast.
All right, I'm coming.
Oh, nice.
Oh, he's not ready yet. He just rolled. All right, coming quick there.
No, don't have him yet.
Nope.
Nice, good net. Nice.
Yeah.
Nice job,
brother.
Nice job. All right, we're unhooking these things is half the battle sometimes. I wasn't gonna say because I didn't want to jinx myself, but it's my birthday today, so.
Happy birthday, man. Yeah.
See how he's rolling? That means he's ready to go.
We did the Swift River, fly fishing, serene. Set, Chris, go ahead and set. If you want to drop another fly, set up. Fish is looking here. He said to me, when you see one, you're gonna know. I screamed like a schoolgirl. I understood right out of the gate. But I'll tell you what, your heart gets pumping, man. When you see something like that come out of the depths.
It's tight quarters, like small river, big fish. So like this is like a really good area we're coming down to. There's gonna be a lot of sticks. What we're gonna do is once I get the boat on top of the sticks, you're gonna be throwing down the bank. So you can start throwing straight down the river to start with. Good, perfect. Awesome.
Is that far enough?
Yep. Pause a little for a second, that's good. I mean, basically, if you get feedback from a fish like you just did,
Yeah.
you're not changing a thing.
Because that just tells
You'll
you
do that the rest of the day.
the pattern is good, retrieve is good, and these fish are going to be active.
It tells, yeah, definitely. Just like a little downstream, still close to the bank. Perfect. Just remember if one bites to keep stripping it.
Yep.
Perfect.
That looks juice behind that rod. Probably too much moving the water though.
Yep, it's moving too much over there. Although that's not, I mean, you say that and then there's always a little slow water on the bank you can't see.
Yeah.
I mean, if you see a spot like that you think something's
You know
gonna
what I
happen,
mean? I was just
you put it
looking in
over there.
Been here 50. Oh, there it
Whoa,
is.
whoa, whoa, big fish, easy, easy. Big fish. Nice and easy, good job.
I am not really set up on him, but
Easy.
I'm just letting him get to the reel.
Now start. Pull on him, stop. Yeah. Start reeling, start reeling. You gotta get attention on him. Nicely done. We're gonna work him up the left side.
Oh,
It's a big fish.
out of the corner of my eye. I did not see him. I did not see him. And then all of a sudden I'm like, there he
Easy.
is.
Easy. Just let him go and do his thing for a
Yeah,
second.
I'm letting him do it because he's still green right now. There he is. Oh, look at that head shake.
Yeah, we're gonna just play this fish nice and easy. I might actually pull the anchor and fade towards him because it's a nice one.
Look at this guy.
Okay, you're gonna reel and bring him to the left a little bit. Actually, no, you're gonna just bring him up the right.
Once
probably.
his
Easy.
nose is, yep, when he comes at me, I'm gonna bring him. When he turns sideways, I'm gonna let him go.
Just kind of low side pressure.
Yep.
Okay. Easy, stop, no more lining.
I'm gonna just walk him real slow. That was awesome. I never saw the fly. I only saw him when he turned sideways and
Yeah,
exploded
you were
on it.
stripping it, you had your rod down, and like the hooks did its job.
We are sitting out here on the Housatonic, and there's just miles and miles and miles of Housatonic to fish. But if you don't know where to fish, you can fish miles and miles and not catch anything. But we got the right conditions today out here with the Harrison brothers, Dan and Tom. Guys, fishing a 10 weight. We have a new cheeky reel on this, and I'll tell you, it is just the coolest thing. And one of the things that, like Tom said earlier, and you just mentioned it again, you'll know the retrieve when you bite it, and only a fisherman would understand that.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So let's get this guy, let's get a couple of shots, man. This is not something I do every day. Look at him, he wanted a cameo.
Yeah. Those are the ones you like.
You know? Dan kind of set me up right out of the gate with a little bit of practice cast. But really, the action that we're imparting on this, as we talked about a little bit before, is almost like a spook underwater.
Yep.
And the quicker that strip, I know my strips were a little short earlier on. You asked me to take a little bit harder of a strip, keep the rod tip down, and
Yeah.
it really imparts a great,
Yeah.
you know, great.
I mean, when you think it's gonna get, like Tom said, when you think it's gonna get eaten, it gets eaten.
and you know what's
For sure.
funny?
And another thing about these flies, like a lot of people think that the treble hooks are a bit much, but we've been using treble hooks all year. You can use single hooks in the same way, but if you use the treble hooks, these fish are rarely hooked on the inside of the mouth.
Yeah.
Because they get them on the outside of the mouth when they're eating it. And we haven't used a
We
jaw
had it
spreader.
only on the tail hook on this one, and
Yep.
this fish was no worse of the way. It really popped off, right?
Yep.
We got him in the net that way.
It's actually a lot safer for the fish.
Western Massachusetts and Connecticut have developed strong pike fisheries thanks to stocking efforts from the respective state fisheries. One of the beneficiaries of these efforts has been the Housatonic River. The Housatonic River is approximately 149 miles long, that originates in western Massachusetts and flows south to southwest through western Connecticut before flowing into Long Island Sound. Most Northeast fishermen associate the Housatonic with its strong population of winter overstriped bass. But above the Stevenson Dam, the Housatonic is a freshwater angler's dream, with everything from bass and carp to beautiful trout, and of course, the apex predator of the river, the Northern Pike.
I mean, there's not really any wind. We're gonna drift like kind of like this, and you're gonna throw your rods pointing. It's just gonna give you a better hook set too if one comes up like that.
Whoop.
Okay, still on the zone.
Fish just went out. Or...
Yep. Yeah, you can strip. Pause it. Set.
Got him.
No, nice. Stay with him. Good job. Stay with him.
Oh yeah, that was a much quicker retrieve, just like you said. That was, you know what? I'm gonna get on the. If I can get on the.
Yeah, start
There
reeling.
we go.
Can you breathe on this net?
Look at this thing.
Froze.
Oh, she's frozen.
It's a nice one.
Oh my Lord! I set up on him using just retrieve.
Yep.
Then all of a sudden things went
he came in
sideways
right
a little
behind
bit
it.
there. Not real big, beautiful fish though.
That's
There
a good
we
one.
go. Our
Nice
net is
job.
frozen.
Nice job. That's froze.
All right.
Picture of that guy?
Yeah, we'll get a quick release on this guy. Well, I'll tell you what, you can tell it's cold when your net's frozen.
Yeah.
So this is definitely on the smaller side of what we caught, but this is still an absolute beautiful fish, Out here in the Housatonic, middle of December, 30 degrees, natural release. That's okay.
Nice job. Want a little water?
Yeah. After an eventful day with 3 pike successfully caught, landed and released back into the river, our drift came to a close. Night was rapidly approaching, and with the weather forecast to turn for the worse, we called it a day and hauled the drift boats up the embankment. A cold, low-pressure system was fast approaching, with overnight snow in the forecast, and Dan and Tom were hopeful, though, the worst of the weather would hold off, giving us a short window for another shot at a pike in the morning. Despite an icy forecast for the second day, we happily agreed to venture out again, as the opportunities to hook into these toothy creatures are few and far between. As predicted, a light snow had blanketed the river on day 2, which added to the crispness of the air and refreshed beauty to the surrounding landscape. The pike would likely be unbothered by the fallen snow and the overnight drop in temperature, as they thrive in cold water. But with a high-pressure system forecast to arrive midday, our window would close quickly. With the crew ready early, we launched in covered water, targeting the key spots in hopes of landing one last fish before the high pressure strengthened in the afternoon. Don't quit on it, right?
Right here, they're not probably going to fly out into the moving water for it. They're probably going to try to eat it before it gets to the moving water. So you can pause it out there a little bit, but this moving water out here, unless one comes super late, it's probably not going to happen. You just don't want that rod bouncing too much. Just keep that thing down a little bit. That's good. Perfect.
And if I get a wax strip set, right?
Yep. But if it's right there, hit them with the rod.
Okay.
If you're listening out there on TV, don't hit them with the rod strip set.
Icy guides and downed trees created a challenge on the second day of fishing as we floated down the river determined to end the trip with one last pike. Up over the banks we pulled the boats to avoid closed-off portions of the river from fallen trees from a nor'easter that had torn up the Berkshires and much of New England back in the fall. As we approached the end of our trip, Dan assured me we'd coax one more pike into feeding before the end of our drift. And sure enough, we did. There he is.
Strip! Okay, no. Strip it. Okay. Leave it. Let him eat it. That! Oh, no. Keep moving it. Okay, start swimming it. Yeah, there you go. Try the figure eight. There you go. That's good. Keep going. It would be nice to catch him because he's going to go and miss the fly. Yeah. And if you don't go like this, he's going to go like this and look at it and eat it. I think he might be blind in one eye.
I just think he's legally blind in the left eye.
Phil. He's like, I tried to eat that thing 4 times and I can't find it. Well, the last time he wasn't biting it. He was just opening his mouth next to it. Strip. Stop. Leave it. Set. Throw it back in. I mean, at least he like kind of contacted the fly on that one.
Yeah, I think he got.
Let's go right back in there. Good. Pause. Yep. Yeah, he definitely came over and, I mean, that one he put his mouth on the bucktail.
Yeah, he got the tail end of it. But I could see it, right? When you said set, I ripped it.
No, you hit him good on that one. That was like perfect. If he had had a hook in his mouth, you would have caught him. Set! You got it! Bull! Nice shot!
Yeah.
Good job.
Yeah. Buddy, you flew too close to the sun one too many times. Wait till you see this guy.
Pike's a pike.
So we have been playing with this guy, I don't know how long. I'm gonna just... Yeah, I knew we weren't getting skunked today, boys.
We never get skunked. We always get our man.
So this guy was coming off the wall very, which tells you a lot about what we were talking about earlier, how lethargic these fish are right now. You know, he was like, I gotta eat, take a look at me, I'm a little thin.
About 4 years from now, this is gonna be the one you want.
You, right?
Nice job.
Hey, we never gave up on him.
As my brother Dan would say, it's like a pike, only smaller.
After an incredible adventure fishing what felt like 2 distinct seasons on the Housatonic, our trip would come to an end, but not before Dan and Tom had helped me tie into 4 beautiful northern pike, all in my home state of Massachusetts. Through their experience in identifying productive pike habitat, understanding of seasonal timeliness, and the technical skills they've learned over the years as guides, we were able to notch another OTW angling adventure that would sustain my pike fishing for some time to come.